My sound. All right. So welcome back to another episode. This is episode 2 of the
Yes.
nahsee exchange.
Mhm.
Welcome back. All right. So today topic is what? Social distancing.
Yes.
Our we're going to put a remix on that term there.
It's not the social distancing you do because of corona.
Yeah, not the corona one. It's a different one we are going to talk about.
But it's social distancing nonetheless.
Very true. Again, in this podcast, whether you're nasty or you can't see, clean
Clean
up
up
your
your act.
heart and come. Right? Make we talk. So all right, brother. You want to kick it off?
Well, you sent me an article since week to read. What's the title of the article again? Why women don't help women
Yeah.
like in the workplace.
Why women sometimes don't help other women.
Oh, and this is my cat, by the way. Say hi, Jem. This is Jem.
Even a cat want front up.
I know, right? He's cloud chasing. Anyways,
Cloud chasing, a true.
so it was basically like why women don't help women like in the workplace. It was an article by the Atlantic, I think.
Yeah, by the Atlantic.
Yes. So we're gonna be shouting out the author of that article further down, but basically it was an interesting read.
It
Um,
was an interesting read.
it highlights two ideas like the righteous woman and the queen bee, and why some women would quote unquote act like one queen bee in our workplace. So in other words, why the queen bee do everything to make herself look better, everybody else look bad, so she can climb. Although the article is about women and workplace, some of the things that it mentions are the reason why it gave for why women behave like that. It can be applied
On a
basically
broader
to
spectrum.
broader spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
especially in the Black community.
True
Jamaica
that.
and US.
True that.
Because in Jamaica, we have something called bad mind. So,
Bad mind and envy and grudgefulness. Wait
so
now. Wait now.
when
The
you get it,
whole wait now.
highlight some parts of it, you will see how what they're saying goes beyond just women in
Oh
the work.
wait now, brother. Wait now. Me tell you what some people have. And they need to be delivered from the world down spirit.
World
We need to listen. We need some oil. We need some water. We need to wrap with it and spin 2 times and
Yes.
and
We have the most
start the rundown spirit, my
miles.
brother.
Yes, we need
Rundown spirit is a thing.
Yes, this is true.
So
The thing. How long is a thing?
wait now. And the article talk about that in our way of wearing. This is what I found interesting because, and I'm looking down because I wrote down something where they under, so under the heading where it says that why sometimes women don't help other women, it says it's not because they're inherently harsher than men, but because they respond to sexism by trying to distance themselves from other women. So that's all the distancing thing. But I think that's so sad. I think it's sad
It is.
as a female, especially in like male dominated spaces and careers, in order for you to be taken seriously as a professional, and just the fact that as a female I am just as good as you, the fact that I have breast and vagina does not make me any less qualified. You know what I mean? So it's like it's shameful that a woman has to downplay her femininity just because she wants to be seen. It's almost like, in certain spaces, you have to be seen as less feminine or less woman in order for you to be taken seriously as a boss. So therefore, hold on, therefore, that's why it comes in where a woman will seem as harsher And then sometimes they are even harsher on female employees because they want to be seen as, you know, they don't want to be seen as soft and emotional, and you know what I mean? So them really hard for other woman, really hard, because you're like, to keep this spot that I have to make these men think like I am the queen bee.
Exactly, and that I am the better choice compared to all the other counterparts. So you make them look less. But the thing that they brought up in the article was that it's based off of stereotypes.
It is.
That women are more emotional, women are weaker, they don't make better decisions, all of that. So the queen bee would then play into that. We say like, I am not like them because I can. Yes, and so it's always that's where the social distancing comes in, because you're socially distancing yourself from other women by saying I am not like these stereotypes, which are stereotypes, meaning half the time they're not true, meaning there are exceptions to these are actually the minority and not the majority, but society highlights them like every woman is this, or every man is this, or every black man is this, or you understand? So it's a generalization or a stereotype, and then they try to not play into it.
But not only that, it's not generalization and stereotype, but it's also a weapon. I feel like it's weaponizing an aspect of you as a person to make it seem like it's a bad thing. Because not because of female that I might be emotional or whatever, or what's called, I'm gonna put that in quotations, emotional. It doesn't mean that I can't make good decisions. It doesn't mean that I can't make hard decisions. Like I can be crying with tears in my eyes and I'm gonna tell you like, yo, I have to fire you. We can't keep you around, but I like you very much. You're a good person, but as a worker, you suck. You know what I mean? Probably won't say it like that, but I don't see why as a female, the fact that, hey, you are hormonal sometimes, or the fact that, hey, you get pregnant, and all these things, to me, they're weaponized in society to make it seem like women are less, especially when it comes to leadership. You know what I mean? You know, like it's and you saw it clearly even in the last election when it comes to Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. A part of the issue is because she's a woman. Part of the issue was because she's a woman.
Oh, and he mentioned that women, can lead, and the same reason you get emotional, all of that.
And again, men were harsh on women, but you know who were really harsh on women?
The women.
Other women.
Yes. But I've had this conversation before in the past with women. Friends, and I would say to them, yo, as much as, because the conversation came from the idea of wearing makeup, I think, makeup and doing your hair and all that. And some women were like, yo, because men like to see that. And I'm like, yeah, men like to see it, but your personal man wouldn't mind seeing you without the makeup. He wouldn't mind you not glammed up. He's okay. The person or the entity that drives this idea of you gotta be on point all the time is actually other women. Because if you talk to other men, like when you talk to other men that
men don't even care.
I'm not speaking for the general, because you have obviously a man who like that, but for me and other men I talk to, most of them, they don't care. They actually prefer you without the shit. So I was like,
or even if, like, but even if
I'm like, this is driven by you though. Like, you want to look better than the next woman on the road. Like, you are the one that is constantly driving this competitiveness to always look better hairstyle, fingernail. Because here's the thing, working in certain spaces, I cannot notice when a female finger needs to be filled in. Guess who notices? The next girl on the team.
Look on her fingernail. Look.
Yeah, you will pass and get them. Oh, look on her finger. 2
Our
weeks now
man
she do
done
her
take
hair.
care of her. They see how she look packed down.
2 weeks now and she do her hair. And I'm like, as a man, me don't notice this. Majority of men don't notice this. Who is noticing this and keeping you on point are other females.
True. I mean, because here's the thing though, you walk in and your shoes lean one way, or your nails are not filled in, or your ear look a certain way, and them say, look on her, look how she carry herself. So watch her. I watch. She just, she just said them color they don't go together. I watch she wear that for. I mean, women are, we do that a lot to other women. So then it's like there's that pressure, and that group pressure to be be your best, or it's not that you're not supposed to be your best, but when you feel pressure to,
that is it.
Yeah, it's like
that you're not supposed to do here. It's not a knock on makeup. It's none of that. Is like legitimately when, and I've seen this, women like have a fear, like a real fear of ever to be seen, even by a personal man. We go probably want to marry up kids with, in a certain way. So it be your hair not done, your makeup not done. Feel like you have a real fear.
Is that fear of being criticized?
You have to be on point all the time.
Fear of being criticized.
That now is a greater issue. That is not you just, because a lot of women will come back when you say that as a man, like, oh, I'm doing it for myself, but I'm like, I'm just doing it for me and I don't care. So I'm like, but if you really don't care as you claim, then you can just not do it. Because we don't care either. So if you really don't care, and we don't care, then come one day without it. Never will happen.
Not happening.
Never. You're not living to that happen.
But here the article call it the queen bee syndrome. What them say, like, so when a woman in certain areas, they fight and they get to the top and they're like, they have power. So it's like instead of them helping to bring up other women, right, so that they can be in that managerial space, or that, that upper management or even middle management positions, it was saying that instead they who are in power, women, they undermine other females, they undermine their colleagues. I was interested enough, the article talks about studies have been done on this, and they were talking about they had the studies with the college professors who they were, I mean, even though they're students, they were performing well. Like there are these women, PhD students, I mean, top of they found the study found that female professors were harsher on the women than they were on the men in their classes. And I'm just thinking, like, that is, you know what I mean? And that one of the things, go ahead.
No, because I was going to come back to say, I have been in, this is the next cat. This is Snooks. Say hi.
Yo, your cat them front up.
I know, right? This is Snooky. So, I've been in workspaces where I've seen that, where the women in charge, supervisors, managers, whoever, are easier on the feet on the males and crack down hard on the females. Like,
for the same thing.
My man can be like, oh, like I've seen a case where like a man is like, oh, I don't feel well, and she was like, you can go home, and the female's like, oh, I don't feel well, and she's like, suck it up, yeah, woman, you make me feel pain, like, what's it going on about?
Yo, isn't that crazy?
Crazy. You know, as a female, they would probably more empathize,
more understanding, yeah.
No, not all the time. Like there are times when that happens, but in most cases, they're harder.
But again, it goes back to what the article was talking about, wherein the woman feels like she has to distance herself from that woman, from being a woman, like that.
From the stereotype or the generalization.
It's not even like a stereotype. Like you have to, like, I don't know, like it's if you think
social
about
distance.
it,
Like
crazy.
you have
Okay,
literally social distance. Put yourself socially and socially, society, whatever. So you
well,
might
hold
work
on, hold on.
community. You have to socially distance yourself from that other person that had
But
that.
hold on,
That's how you make
hold
it
on.
look.
Make we think about this. Think about this, right? So if they must say, because in a response to sexism, so again, in an environment where it is male dominated,
Mm-hmm.
the woman has to try to distance herself from other women. So it's like you as a woman is distancing yourself from yourself. Isn't that crazy? So in a space where you show up as woman, you show up as female, you want to distance yourself from being a female. It's if you think about it psychologically, it's crazy.
But very good. But all right. So now we can take it even further, right? There's a part in the article. Somebody can find it. Hold on.
Do you want me to share it?
Yeah, share it.
Let me share. And then maybe I can find what part you're talking. You can't see it now?
Yeah, man. Go up.
What exactly I look for? Which part in that article I look for?
It's like whatever. Go up. Stop. They talk about the negative stereotype. No, go on. All right, they're further down. Go on up. PhD, pass a part of the examples. All right, stop this. All right, go on up. It's like the ending of one paragraph. Hold on. All right, stop. Go.
You want me to go?
Okay, stop. Think of it so.
It says, while social distancing can enable an individual from an underrepresented group to advance, it does a disservice to the group as a whole because it can legitimize inequality.
Yes. So in other words, when they behave in that manner, they're actually confirming what the other people are saying. So they literally confirm to the social group, workspace, that yeah man, here's a woman them weak. Because you know act tough and strong, like when you're sick, you take much pill. When you're overwhelmed,
drag yourself, go work.
You're now literally legitimizing the idea that yes, the other woman them weak. Because guess what? You're gonna become an example like, oh, Mary's doing it. She shows up every day, even in certain time of the month.
Yep.
So why is Sheila complaining that she's having stomach cramps because it's the first day of her period? Because Mary's here. Mary's doped up on pills as shit. Mary's doped up, but she's here. But you never know. And she's not gonna say it. And then she's gonna be like, yeah, man, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta tough it out. So in the end, you're legitimizing the idea of women being weak.
Yep. And that's an interesting part. That's an interesting idea, that even though you as the individual, you may advance, but as a group, if you do it in that way, wherein you distance yourself from pretty much what makes you you, and you're like doing damage to the group as a whole. So all right now, make we take it on a different level. As well, we are talking about this, may I think about this. Remember when we hear stories of like with slavery, and they would say when the black man had the whip, he was more cruel than
was more cruel
white
than
man had the
that
whip.
white.
It's kind of like the same thing. So in order for you, you know what I'm saying? You know, the black man with the whip, you want to please master so bad, and you want him to see you like you're different from people, are better than the one that you oversee. Like you are the worst.
Yeah,
You
man.
are the worst. Because you want to make sure that, listen, you know, you're aiming to please this person that gave you this whip, because, you know, and you hear things like that.
Yep, and you're gonna prove why you're not like them.
Right. It's the same kind of concept.
Same thing.
Crazy.
Yep. And now that you've taken it beyond the article of those women and work, and for example, gone in a race, we have now, like today, like with black people, some women or some people don't want to see him as ghetto. Although ghetto, quote unquote, life is harsh economically, but sometimes the levity of people come together. They're not saying they're negative energy in it, but the better party them they ghetto. The quote unquote hot girl them if I ghetto. Like you have all these positives, because you have a lot of people left from them there. If you come, I want to get a party, I get a party hype. But outside that space, you don't want to see us ghetto. You don't.
It's interesting you said that, because it's interesting you said that because I sent this article to someone today, and she read it, and that was the very comment that she responded to me. She's like, it's crazy. Her comment was, in her professional space as a black woman, she was always conscious not to be seen as the ghetto black person. So she always, so in her demeanor and behavior, she tries her very, very best not to be seen as the ghetto black girl. And I thought that was very interesting, because I'm like, as a black person and female showing up into a space, just the thought that you have to, oh, let me tell you something. All right. I remember I was at work one day, and this black lady said to me, she said, she told me that I was acting like a valley girl. In my mind, I said, what?
A white bougie.
I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about. And I was like, literally, I think, what was I doing? I know I was joking around with my coworkers saying something, and in my mind, I wasn't but that's what she perceived what I was doing as. I guess because she felt like I was trying to fit in, and with the white folks. I don't know. But honestly, that's not what I was doing. That's not, I'm freaking Jamaican. How the heck?
You understand?
Like literally, I was like just having fun, you know, joking around. You know, and I don't know how she come. She wandered all the way over to my section to tell me, they said to me like, you know, why am I acting like a valley girl and trying to act white? And I'm thinking like, what the F?
All right, because and that's a thing. In Jamaica, we don't have racism. We have
classism,
colorism, because technically we are black. So for you, you understand, you're in the States, you're here. Obviously, you go talk and deal with the people around you. But because she probably grew up in America, she's looking at you like, nah, fam, you're trying to like you're trying to, you know, be chameleonized. You're transforming into these little white people, but not realizing like, yo, we're not serious like that. Coming from Jamaica, we're not experienced to that to that society. Like, so if somebody, for example, you're there US and somebody look and say, you watermelon eating, whatever, if you have your mind, you're like, that's cool. Come eat watermelons every day in Jamaica.
Yeah,
like
that's
eat
cool
that
by me. You have some? Can I have it?
And that's not, but you don't understand the greater context to that.
Like, but if you say that to someone who grew up in this culture,
you're like, what?
Yeah.
So in that case, you can understand like what, because you at that point wouldn't be as aware of the greater race issue there in the whole underline all of that. So she gonna be like, huh, here goes another black person trying to, be a coon or whatever.
I guess.
Not realizing like, yo, you're probably not even realize because you just don't share that reality at that point. As you continue your journey in this new society, you're gonna learn and whatever, you will start notice certain things or understand certain things and the historical context of certain things. But at that point, you just never did.
But again, it's just very interesting that as a woman, you have to distance yourself from yourself in order for you to progress or advance in a male-dominated space. That to me, for you to have that concept. And here's the other thing. The article even said that you more find that in like the older women and older generation of women, because in the now generation, the younger ones coming up, the article said that research is showing that the younger ones coming up, they don't do that. They fully embrace
ideas are breakdown.
Right. They fully embrace themselves as women and showing up in the in the feminine, meaning their boobs, it is the like, listen, I am woman, I am here. Do you remember like watching like shows or like documentaries like back in the day, and you would wonder like, why these women dress like men? Like the way they dress in their suits, it was so that they don't kind of show off their assets. You know what I'm saying? Like they would more dress, or even if they dress, like even if you look at like the wives of the presidents and stuff, they dress, they're feminine, but it wasn't sexy. It was very,
because again,
you can show up in that space with all your femininity. I think the person though who broke that mold was Michelle Obama.
Probably. Because here's the thing. The reason why women would show up in the suit was to the fact that, again, when we're seeing as if you want to climb, is because you're sleeping with the boss. So the girl in the skirt is the one that's going to get a promotion because she'd probably be bending over in the office. So as you climb, you're going to want to be seen less.
But even just the fact that a woman has to, wait a minute, but even the fact that as a woman, you have to fight some stereotype that says if I get to where I get to, it's because I slept with somebody to get there. How come they don't say to some handsome looking man with his six pack, you got to where you is because you slept with your men don't even
and here's the thing, that happens.
That's the thing. It does happen with men. But listen, it's easier for them to say that about a woman than they would say that about a man. It's crazy.
True.
Even though it happens.
Like men, like that is a thing. But again, and this is all about how people perceive things. As I said, that conversation don't come up when it's.
Oh, he worked so hard. He worked so hard and got his promotion. But a woman, she must have slept with somebody. She must have done something. How about the fact that she worked hard? The fact that she worked hard don't count? That's like secondary. Or how about the fact that she went to school? Ooh, no, that's a concept. She has a master's. Oh my God. How about a PhD?
Well, and that, but here's the thing. But then now we take it to a greater concept. Okay, you move from women again, move to society with black people. If you're black and successful, people always want to say you sell a soul. You understand?
Tuning.
You understand? Yeah, like this, well, people say it, but I've heard it more when it came to like black artists, black celebrities. The argument they have sellout.
Yes.
Comes more.
Yeah.
Because I don't really hear like other white people, like for every probably white person that makes a conspiracy theory to say this person is a sellout, you probably have 10 black person that make you like. I'm like, so the same thing. It's like
sellout meaning you sold. It's like you're no
so
longer
soul or you sell integrity or
right. Are you sold out your blackness in a sense? Like you to be where you are.
You understand? So it's like that, and it's also one next example, one next perfect example, like somebody in a ghetto, where Meki. God, you know, it ghetto hard because you have economically wise, it's suppressed. So you have like schools are not good, healthcare, blah blah blah, all of that. And when somebody make again the social distancing, yo, me make it because me work hard. The rest of people me don't make it, them lazy.
Right.
You have heard successful people say that. You understand? Like yo, we make it, so the rest of people them lazy. They need to pull up as American love say, pull up yourself by bootstraps and whatever. So you have to pull up yourself until you know work hard enough for forgetting the fact that yes, you make it, but don't pretend like they're not issues there, like there are economical issues, there are breakdowns in families, there's so much things there to hold you back. The fact that you're
just the lucky one that
got it up on that and didn't sink is you're an exception to a rule, because that should have never happened. You are literally an exception. So to then distance yourself and say, yeah man, you're them.
Yeah, it's them over there. So
them over there. So again to make you look like say Ray. So this happens. Social distancing happens with class, happen in race. You have you have some black people who pretend like certain struggles don't exist in a black community because they make it. So why you can't make it? Again, because you're lazy. Because
right.
So
they're trying to exclude themselves.
And anytime a person makes it or reach to a position as of power, instead of trying to help the same people and where come from wherever category you fall, you then social distance yourself from them.
Because you always have to feel like you are not them.
You're not
understand
them.
Me? So it's like you have to feel like you are not them in order to validate the position that you are. It's like in order to validate where I am and who I am at this point, I have to say that over there is not me. Don't associate me with that. And I am not from that. Even though your whole family live over there. Your auntie, cousin, brother, sister, and all the dog, pussy,
good example of
everything over there. But you distance yourself and you don't even return. You don't go there. If somebody, even if you're up on the street and somebody used to go to school would say, oh, what? I'm sure me a long time. You're looking like, I don't know you.
Yes. People do that legitimately.
Crazy.
One good example of that was, remember the show Keeping Up Appearances with Miss Bucket, who changed her name to Bouquet.
That was a good one. So her name is Bouquet.
Bouquet.
Her name is Bucket. I remember that English comedy.
Her people and her family basically get up. She now get a little
man. They were poor.
They're poor.
Yep.
And she moved away so she have little whatever. And she want to be in high society. So every opportunity she get, distance herself.
Yeah, she did it. I'm Bouquet.
So it means that she have to create a lie or a facade, and people do this in real life. The people create things to be more than, as I said, validate and try to put yourself in this category instead of showing up as just who you are. So you have cases though where people show up who them is like, me I get a youth, them show up as a ghetto youth and then make it and go through life as a ghetto youth. You understand?
Well, here's my thing though. And it just comes back down to fuck. I'm trying not to curse. I'm being delivered as we speak. Anyways, but it comes back to the issue of labels. Yeah? Why do we need them anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm female. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I can do surgery, but I don't want to. I'm showing up in the space as female, as woman. Why? Our society, I pray that one day we will move away from these stereotypes and these labels that we put people in to say that because you're this, you can't be that. So because you're female, you can't be a leader. Because you're a woman, you're just so emotional, you can't make a decision. Because you're from the ghetto, you can't run a multi-million-dollar corporation. Like, none of these things.
Wait.
You know what I mean? Or because, or because you're black, or, you know, you grew up in the ghetto, you were like crude and lewd and just don't have no behavior. And because listen, just as much as you have a man who grew up poor or in the ghetto and have no behavior, Marco, you have white people and rich people and upper class, rich black people, pink people, yellow people, them not have no behavior just the same way.
Just the same way.
Just
but
the same way them not have no behavior.
But the ghetto stereotype and not having any behavior is associated to ghetto people. You understand? To the quote unquote impoverished. Although the man in the ghetto probably we do something, yes, because of circumstances. The man who has it, don't have to and probably the worst just because he can.
Just because he can.
And he wants to probably get pleasure from some crazy things. But you're not going to see him in that light because, he come up as St. Andrew, him look a certain way, him brown instead of him as black as the youth from the ghetto, him brown in Jamaica, colorism. But so something just think about
what?
Something that reinforced this behavior very subtly from a very early age.
What?
I'm going to take it there.
Take it there, my brother.
I'm just thinking about it.
The
church.
Ooh, what you gonna say about church, my brother? Hold on now. Not the church.
Hold on. You're seen as holy. You are now better than, because you're not going to heaven. And the secular people, them out the road, and holy, and you're better than them. So my lady there, we got church in her hat and her long frock. She look up and skin up her face for my girl when I battery rider with the pan inside the road probably a smoke a spliff. Granted, she probably go sleep with the deacon. The girl out there in a battery rider have her one man and her picnic in her yard and she do her thing and she keep her thing faithful. But inherently, how you are taught within these spaces, as we say, especially church, once you are delivered or whatever, you are better than the other. Whoever not safe or delivered, you're automatically better than them. Pray for them. Because, them unjust, they're unholy. God will see them at heaven door. But inherently, so from a young age, you are literally being taught this thinking of being better than the other.
And you're in the world and not of the world.
Yes. All of these things and don't sit in this teeth or this comfort. All of these things, it reinforced the idea
of the other.
I am here. I am God's chosen people. Although everybody are children of God, I mean, I got heaven still. And then
mentally, a little bit more closer to God than them.
And not the most interesting part I took, the denomination, the 70, the this, the that. Well, we say God, but them are people that them are got heaven because the next man you got the next church where we got sack the church, him a worship on the wrong day. So him not got heaven, so me better than him come on Sunday. Really and him say same thing about him on Sunday. So me a worship it right there, me a keep the Sabbath holy. So guess what? Him do it on Sunday, him not got heaven, and now you see how that subtle idea is passing to your subconscious and it goes on to work. Everything.
The idea
Everything.
of the other. And you know
The
what
idea of the other, the idea of I am better than the other
right.
person for whatever
Yes,
reason.
but it's the other, and then also like we come back to the social distancing. If
Yeah,
they
this
and they
that no.
also say that you don't socialize yourself with sinners. We all get
Yes,
that preaching, right? If
exactly.
you don't socialize yourself with sinners. So again, is that separate yourself from that step. So again, the other, and you separate yourself from the other, and we apply that concept or that
It
belief,
concept goes into your
not
head and they apply
exactly.
to
So it's
so
not
much other things.
just it's not just being applied on that Christian level, it's been applied to every other area because there's a them. And so it is, you
Like
are less likely to
your
be
gospel,
compassionate, you're less likely to be
yeah,
merciful, you're less likely to see this person as a
as an
human
individual,
being, an
a merit some
individual.
form of goodness.
Exactly. Because they are the
Like
other.
school. And here's the next thing, school too. Like you have classes, you have remedial class, intermediate class, advanced class. Again, these are the subtle way how these things are taught to you, like from a child. Because now me I go to the point where you're pitney. So who brighter is
And
treated
don't but.
different. And who don't but over there. So you understand? So again, we keep separating. We're not seeing people as just individuals having their own merit,
But
having their
Nikki,
own
that's
whatever.
but here's the thing.
Separating,
Here's the thing,
separating,
bro.
separating.
That what you're talking about is like a overhauling of
The whole society.
yeah, of a societal
So
norm.
that's why social distancing, society. So like
That's a societal norm, you know what I mean? Like to see people as all right, even if someone is, let's go back to like the school example, to see someone that is having challenges in learning, to say that, listen, even though to see first this person as equal to me, whether or not I am the straight A student and that person is straight Fs, like, okay, in this area, academic, I am good, because you can't make people feel bad. So for the fact say, yo, I am good in this area, like period. I shouldn't feel bad, or I
not
should
about
put,
no.
hold on, let me finish my thought, or put down myself and don't want to say like, yo, I'm damn good, like I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, are you saying bold? He's the man. You know what I mean? But that's, you have to start off firstly, people are just people. And yes, this person has a challenge here, but how do we highlight how do we highlight this person that's good, and at the same time highlight this person that's struggling, but in the way that we don't have a other, or it's you against me.
First, one of the thing is the person that's good, they would have to learn humility. So it's just
Isn't that a
because
word?
yeah, yeah, you're good, you're great, you're the best. But at the same time, make you
Better than no.
and inherently like the next person. So in other words, if you drop down a man in, we see a man with dunce, you're gonna probably get for your blood. If you wanna be seeing blood type, you can probably save a life.
Pretty
You
much.
understand? So it's that because look what you're saying both. Although on the track, fastest man narrow, but if for what is said about him by his peers and other people, the youth humble. Like most of them respect him. Although he is the fastest man ever, and you can't take that from him. Like that in itself is like a massive title. You're the fastest man on the planet, be measured man on the planet in terms of speed. But if you hear people talk about him off the track, he humble. You understand? It's humility. So it's like that. So it's like come back to the female thing. You become the boss. You're now the head of the department. You remain humble, humility. You still understand and say, yo, the challenges that other females might face. All of that. You know what I mean? So you go give them a pass. You understand? That's a different thing. But at the same time, you now be hard upon them. And then try to make it look like, say, yo, be like me. Because, you understand, I am the exception. You understand? you might have certain traits that make you flow to the top. The next person having it, so somebody make them piece of shit and scum. And that is a type of self-awareness and humility where I don't know how you go teach that in a society, because society have a way of propping up the people who are boastful, prideful,
and
one
arrogant.
kind of way, and arrogant. So as I say, it's the overall of
the changing of the way, the way society.
But
here's one thing that I wanted to highlight. There's another thing that I wanted to highlight as well. And the article talks about that. Even though we're looking at women and the fact that the queen bee behavior complex that they talk about, well, the interesting thing is when it comes to men, there is not an equivalent word that describe a male that has the same kind of queen bee fight down, wall down tendencies. Can you think of any? And I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, asshole, as the article said,
but that has to do with someone really that's like rude. That's rude.
Although men do it,
they're rude and them arrogant, but it's not the connotation of as a woman that's like, you know, she's like mean and try to fight down and hold on and prevent other women from advancing. They don't have a word that describes that in males. That I found that interesting. The other thing that I found equally as interesting is this. The same behavior that we're talking about in women, they say that men have these same tendencies because research has showed that men are equal to or in sometimes higher than women in behaving in these ways. You know what I mean? But the stereotype is just affixed to women predominantly. Also, the other thing is, it's like societal again. When two women are in the workplace and they have a disagreement or a debate, immediately it's like everybody's like, oh crap, you know what's gonna happen now? Like, you know, she's gonna hold a grudge and, you know, like she's gonna do everything to like, you know, undermine this other female. How comes when two men do that in the workplace, they have a disagreement, whatever the case is, there's competition. Nobody's like,
I'll go beyond that.
What's gonna happen now? Like, it's kind of like, oh, they had a disagreement, they're going to get over it. Oh, you know, bump fist.
And tomorrow morning they go drink a beer and they're right.
Drink a beer. Yes. But the research is showing that it is not the case. The research is showing that men actually, they equally do they hold a grudge. They will undermine you. They do the same thing.
But I've seen it.
That women do. Even as men sometimes do it worse and like more frequently than women.
Yo, I have seen it in workspaces where men do these things. Like men roll grudges with other men. Like, because the idea is that women, you know, hell has no women, like, has no fury like a woman scorn. So women, once they do them something, they go all up every life and they go always try to get back. Men do the same thing, like, man do it. You, any workspace where men and women in it, you're going to see the same tendency, the same thing. They might not do it the same way, but it in the end, it is the same thing. Man, we would have a man for years, brother.
Yep.
Years.
And just look for the right opportunity to soak you.
Yes.
But for some reason, again, it's a societal thing where it's like this negative behavior is just attached to women. So if two women, you know, disagree or go at it or they're in competition, it's immediately like, okay, you know, one is gonna undermine the other and gossip and da-da-da. But when two men are in the same scenario, it's like, oh yeah, them by tomorrow they'll be all right. It is so unfair. It is so unfair.
Here's one of the things too. I mean, things that why it will seem like men don't hold grudges. A woman will a grudge with you. she probably not deal with you. Right? So it becomes apparent, like, yo, the woman don't like me. Like, them have beef. Man, we play off. You understand? We play like, yo, we good. When truth and infant, they not good. You understand? It's like, whoever have the grudge just wait for the opportunity, we just kick your next one foot. But you just now go see that. You now go see that play out.
Right.
You understand? As much as you probably with the females. You now go see it play out. Because women do that too, when we sit down and wait and plot, they do it too. But men, sometimes we pretend like everything good, we are man, we are wallet. But then there's a plot just as same. Then my plot and scheme just the same. And as the opportunity come, then kick away foot.
Okay. So I think we've discussed this at length. We're coming up on that time that we need to close out the show. So I mean, so from everything what we are talking about, at the end of the article, the thing that I liked that the author said is that they said the righteous women are out there and they're making it better for other women. So again, yes, we have those women that, just because of they're trying to distance themselves from being woman or being seen as female, they're going to make it harder for other women. However, there's a new generation of women coming up who are showing up fully and as female and in that divine femininity, and they are making no apologies for it, and they're making it better for other women. Because one of the things that the article says is that where you have women in power, that what they call them the righteous women, actually that pay gap actually decreases. Because when you're in that space, you're actually an advocate. You're gonna advocate for other women. Just like if as a Black person, if you show up in that space, fully confident and like, yo, I am who I am. I am Black. I am, and this is just what it is. My background is what it is. It doesn't define who I am, but it is a part of what has made me who I am.
You know, even if they don't directly do anything, say pull up the next person behind them just showing up in that authentic self and showing that although I'm Black or although I'm woman, I can still function in this space. It then change the perception and make it easier for somebody indirectly, the next person behind them, coming up now. Even if them themselves not hold them and pull them. Yeah. Just the fact that you show that this could be done without social distancing yourself from your own self. Yeah, by showing that, by fully embracing who you are. Makes it easier for the next person that comes along to do it.
And it's like you said, it breaks down those stereotypes that are held because, you're functioning at a very high level in that space, fully, authentically who you are, whatever that is. It's so again, what does it take away? Takeaway is be authentic.
Yes.
Be authentic. Show up who you are.
Be authentic.
Don't act like
who you are.
Yeah.
When you get to that position of power, don't make it get to your head. There's absolute power corrupts absolutely. Don't let that happen to you. Remember where you come from.
Yep.
You understand? Remember
the path you took to get where you at. Yeah. Where you are.
You can find some way if you cut down somebody, the roadblocks that you had to encounter to get there. Do it. So that's the takeaway. So not because you made it, don't then make your pride go to your head. And so you need to then separate yourself. Be sure, yes, I made it, but I'm different.
Yeah.
No, you made it because you made it. That's it.
All right. Again, this is another good one. People, rate, comment, subscribe. If there's a topic you want us to talk about, put it down
in the comments, and always put what you feel. If you have anything to share, add to the conversation, put it in there. We'll comment. I will be in there in the comment section as well.
Yep, and we will put the link to this article also in the description. So if you want to go take a look at it, you can. This was a really good article that we found in online. It's The Atlantic, and it's Miss Cooper. She did a good job on this one. All right, bro. Until
All right.
next time.